So over the next few videos, we're going to be talking about a wonderful book called The 5 Choices. It's this book right here. It was written by Kory Kogon. You know what, I'm going to pronounce those wrong. I'm not even going to try. Written by Kory, Adam, and Leena. I'm not going to say the last names because I'm going to say it wrong. Now, Kory, Adam, and Leena are members of Franklin Covey. Now, Franklin Covey is an education institute. Part of it was founded by Stephen Covey, the writer of The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Awesome book as well, and we'll be touching on that one later on. But I want to do this one first because a lot of us struggle with time. And if you want more time, you need to get more efficient with the time that you have. Because frankly, time, we're all given 24 hours a day. But when you think about it, I bet you know somebody who manages to get way more done in that 24 hours than you or most of the people that you know do. It's just the way it is. Some people are extremely efficient with their time. They're very good at managing it, at controlling it, at making sure they don't waste any of it. And because of that, I wanted to talk about it now. I wanted to address that. So their book is called The 5 Choices. Essentially what it is there's 5 very simple choices that if we make consistently every single day and are aware of, we'll be more efficient with our time. We'll get more time, essentially. We'll get more to then spend on other things, whether that be work or family, personal, and so forth. So the first one that we're going to talk about, and just in this video, is to act on the important, don't react to the urgent. Sorry, just had to make sure that I actually worded that one right. So act on the important, don't react to the urgent. What does that mean? So a few of you may be familiar with something called the quadrants. It was brought up in the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People and has since been touched on a lot. And I'm going to put an image of that up on the screen right here. So these are the 4 quadrants. We have quadrants 1, 2, 3, and 4. And from now on, I'm going to just use the shortened form of like Q1, Q2. So essentially we have Q1 is what we call urgent and important, or the crises that we face in life. We all have these, they all come. We can't plan for them. They're important, they have to be dealt with, and they're also urgent, they have to be dealt with now. Now Q2, this is the sweet zone. This is not urgent, but it's important. This is planning, prepping, getting stuff done, systematizing your business. All sorts of different things can be included here. Q3, this is where we spend most of our lives, in stuff that is not important, but it is urgent. Q3 involves things like distractions, emails, unplanned meetings, spending too much time doing something that you originally weren't going to, working on something that won't actually truly benefit you in the long run, but maybe provide some enjoyment or some small benefit now. And then there's Q4, which is waste. Not important, not urgent. It's just there. It's things that we throw our time away on. You know, are you watching this on Facebook right now? How long have you been there? If it's been more than 10 minutes, maybe you're getting to that point where it's waste. Now, hopefully by watching this, we'll turn that Q4 time into Q2. So act on the important, don't react to the urgent. This is really challenging, it really is, because as humans, we are hardwired to love urgent things. We'd like our to-do list to check them off because it's urgent and we can quickly get them done. Our brains have 2 halves. We have the thinking half and we have the reactive half. And that reactive half is also the more emotional side. And so we actually get emotionally attached and can derive pleasure from urgency, from dealing with and having to respond to crises. So it takes a lot of work and effort and a lot of presence of mind to actually manage our time appropriately and really spend time in Q2. Now, in the book, The 5 Choices, they talk quite a bit about what they call the return on time. Q1 time, crises, when we invest time there, or are forced to spend time there, realistically, we get about an approximate 1-to-1 return. In Q3, that distraction time, we lose a lot. We get about a 10% return on our time. Sure, things get done. The email had to get responded to, but the fact that you had to stop something that you're doing, respond to the email, and then go back to what you're doing, you can lose many, many minutes, sometimes hours of a day with that constant shifting of focus. We are designed to stay focused on one thing at a time. We can't do multitasking. Science has proved that multitasking is a myth. It doesn't exist. We're very good at remaining focused on one thing, getting it done, and then moving on to the next thing. If we have distractions and then trying to go back to the original thing, we don't do very good with that. We don't manage that very well. As humans, we really actually struggle to use our time efficiently when it's constantly distracted. Q4 time, well, that's a zero return. That one makes sense. That time's lost, it's gone. And Q2 time, that can be a 10 times return, a 20 times return on investment. You know, think about if you own a business. If you're constantly having to deal with questions from employees and constantly having to put out some little mini fires because they aren't doing the right things for your customers, how much would it help for you to put together a procedures manual with easy to follow instructions that covers the whole range of potential issues that could come up and how to deal with them? Yes, it's going to take you 8, 16, 20, maybe it'll take you a whole week, 40 hours of time to put in to make this process. And that is a huge investment when you're putting out fires. But that investment is what we call a Q2 investment, because once you're done, and once you've implemented it and taught your employees, within a few weeks, you will be spending far less time putting out fires, far less time dealing with issues, and far less time just having to manage those crises, those Q1s. In fact, it can go further too, that in a group of employees, if you can teach everybody this concept of Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4, what happens is when somebody comes to you, hey, I've got something I need your help with right away. Come help me. You can actually ask them to stop and say, now, is this a Q1 or a Q3? Make them think. Make sure that what you're responding to is actually important enough to warrant you giving up that precious focus. By teaching and training employees, team members, coworkers, friends and family, whatever it might be, about this concept, about the need for you to remain focused and to not react to what may seem urgent, but what usually is just a distraction, you will get more time. You will do more with the time that you have, because then when you need to deal with those emails, you fire up the email and you answer them all at the same time because you're focused on a singular task. Now, moving your time from Q3 into Q2 can be challenging. It really can. It requires a lot of discipline, a lot of focus, but you can do it. Set some goals. Make sure that you manage what you're doing. Be specific. Schedule time to do things. I've talked about the benefits of reading. If you want to read, set a time during a day and make sure it happens. Personally, my reading time is from 6 to 7 a.m. in the morning, and then I attempt to get about another 30 to 60 minutes in again during the rest of the day in the afternoon that I'll schedule depending on how many meetings have come up during that day. But I make it happen and I make sure I follow that schedule. Commit to yourself and follow through with those commitments. Make it happen. Now, something about Facebook and video games or movies or TV. The thing is, we're not machines, right? None of us can actually work 24/7, full throttle all the time, unless maybe you're a robot or you're like Elon Musk, because there's a lot of people who think that he does that. And I'm sure that he does to some extent. But for us average humans, we need what we call rest and relaxation. Don't beat yourself up for doing something to take care of your mental well-being. Okay? If you are working hard and stressing and getting tons of stuff done and you need a break, then take a break, right? But a 5-minute de-stressor, watch a YouTube video break is not the same as getting sucked into YouTube and finding some random cat video 3 hours in. Not the same. Okay, one of those is Q2. One of those will help you recharge, refresh, get a little bit of energy back and feel a little bit better. One of those is absolutely Q4, and you have wasted time. It is gone down the toilet, never to come back. So ask yourself right now, what is your number one Q4 vice? Mine a few months ago was Reddit, admittedly. I got into Reddit. It was fun. It was entertaining. It definitely is addicting. I realized this and I had to set a goal for myself to never touch it again. I'm proud to say that I've managed to stick to that. But it was a Q4 vice. I got sucked in. I was absolutely enthralled with it. And thankfully I managed to stop that, because all that time brought me no benefit. I got nothing out of seeing random news bits. It didn't help me improve my business. It didn't help me improve personally. It didn't help me improve my relationships. It did nothing for me. So the first choice that you need to make, if you want to be more productive, if you want to have more time in your life with which to do business or with which to spend with your family, or have some of that rest and relaxation, the first thing you need to do is learn how to react to the important. Don't react to the urgent. I said that wrong. Act on the important. Don't react to the urgent. Again, act on the important. Don't react to the urgent. Learn to step back and think about what's going on in your life and ask yourself, is this actually important? Or does this just appear to be important because it's actually just urgent and it's a distraction? Because when those distractions, that's the hardest one to manage. And the Q4 is the one where I guarantee we all have our little vices. Find that vice and eliminate it. And then with the Q3, learn how to distinguish urgency and importance. And if you can do those things, you'll have successfully made the first choice to getting more time in your life.